So 2015 National League MVP Bryce Harper has signed a deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. It's a 13-year deal worth $330 million. And I love this contract. This is the second big contract this offseason that's been signed in the Major League Baseball. And earlier in the year, Manny Machado signed a 10-year deal worth $300 million with the San Diego Padres. I believe Bryce Harper's contract is way, way more interesting. No criticism of Manny Machado. He's got a good gig. He chose warm weather in San Diego. He's going to play every single day. I get it. I can't blame him. But the San Diego Padres are not in the hunt. It's not an interest. As a baseball fan, I don't care. Now, Bryce Harper chose the Phillies. The Phillies have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs in 2019. That is what I want to see. I like that. They're going to be in the highly competitive NL East division. I want to watch Bryce Harper, my favorite baseball player, have a chance to make the playoffs and be in a really competitive spot. The Phillies also added outfielder Andrew McCutchen, another one of my favorite players. It's just weird to me. Bryce Harper is my favorite player in baseball. He's the only player in baseball that draws me to the television. Andrew McCutchen's very similar. I love him. I've loved him for years. He's 32 years old. He's a five-time All-Star, a 2013 NL MVP, and a 2012 Golden Glove winner. What Andrew McCutchen brings to the Phillies is veteran leadership. Andrew McCutchen, they fixed their bullpen. The Phillies added Bryce Harper. The biggest question for the Phillies next year is their starting rotation, and it's just because they didn't add anything to it. They're the same rotation they had last year. They're fine. They're okay. They faded off towards the end of the year. But here's why it gets really, really interesting to me. This is why Bryce Harper signing with the Phillies is so interesting. As much as the Philadelphia Phillies invested in Bryce Harper's also investing in Philadelphia. This 13-year contract won't expire until he's 39 years old. That tells us that Bryce Harper wants to spend the rest of his career in Philadelphia. Now, another thing worth noting is that Bryce Harper says he talked a lot with New Jersey native right around Philadelphia, Mike Trout. Mike Trout is a 2-time MVP, a 7-time All-Star. He plays for the LA Angels. So apparently, according to Bryce Harper, Mike Trout and Bryce Harper were definitely in communications, talking about stuff and getting feedback from each other and sharing a lot before Bryce Harper decided to sign the 13-year deal with the Phillies. It's also worth noting, Mike Trout is from around Philadelphia. He's a huge Eagles fan. He's a huge 76ers fan. He's often at their games. You see him. There's a lot of pictures of him. I've seen it, I think on Sunday Night Football last year, we saw Mike Trout in the stands wearing an Eagles jersey. Mike Trout loves Philadelphia. And if they talked before Bryce Harper signed the contract, and if Mike Trout loves Philadelphia, I hear that and go, man, I would be so disappointed if Mike Trout didn't eventually join Bryce Harper with the Philadelphia Phillies. 2021 is when Mike Trout can finally get there. That would be so, so cool. Mike Trout has 2 years left on his contract. In 2021, Mike Trout will be a free agent. If we can get both of those guys on the same team, I'm not a Phillies fan. I'm a baseball fan. As a baseball fan, that sounds just fantastic. I would love to see both of them on the same team. So the Bryce Harper contract, I really like it. I think it's a great move. I think people from Philadelphia must be happy. I mean, the Eagles are good right now. The 76ers have 4 really good stars, and the Phillies now have Bryce Harper. And Bryce Harper got everything he wanted. When you look at Manny Machado's contract, is fine, right? The Padres are awful, but he got a bunch of money. He lives in a good spot. Bryce Harper got everything. He got a long-term deal. He got a lot of money. And Bryce Harper has a chance to win games, to make the playoffs. I love it. I really love Bryce Harper joining the Philadelphia Phillies. It's a great move. It's exciting to me, and I want to see Bryce Harper in the hunt with a chance to win. I know we could have had that with the Nationals, but he wanted to be somewhere that could give him a ton of money and a long-term contract. Bryce Harper got everything he wanted. And I got to also note, at Bryce Harper's introductory press conference with the Phillies, he misspoke. Bryce Harper said he wants to bring a championship to D.C., the wrong city. He lives in Philadelphia. He plays for Philadelphia, not Washington, D.C. It's okay. Mistakes happen. The guy misspoke. I mean, you got to Bryce Harper, give him the benefit of the doubt. He played his entire career so far in Washington, D.C. I'm sure he's just used to saying, we got to bring a championship to D.C. But I just got to say, I love this contract. I like it. He gets what he wants. He's getting a chance to win, and I cannot wait to watch Bryce Harper play for the Philadelphia Phillies. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to ask for your help. I want this show to grow. I want more people to watch and more people to listen to this podcast. My dream is to do this show as my full-time job. I want to own it myself. I want to do it on the internet and have complete control. I don't want to do it for CBS or ESPN. I don't want to work for a big network. I want to own it myself. And if you believe in that dream, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. Share it on Facebook, share a link on Twitter, maybe you screenshot it, put it on Instagram. I don't have a marketing strategy beyond this. This is all I have. You know, a lot of people, one of the most common comments I get on YouTube is, you have great content. We love your stuff. You deserve more viewers. What you should do is you should buy ad spaces on Facebook or Twitter or promote yourself and buy revenue, like buy ads. I have no money. I am a broke college kid. I can't buy ad spaces. I don't have money to pay for books. And so my plan, this is my marketing plan, this is my strategy. All I plan to do is put every ounce of effort I have into making the very best podcast I can. I believe if I make a great product that people believe in, that people like, then they will share it with their friends. And so if you agree with that, if you believe in the show, if you like what I do, please do me a huge favor. Tell your friends about it. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.